Hello everyone, welcome to The Cave, from slave to brave. I had some issues when I ran my first cave test. That background fire you see gave me some Warner Brothers trouble, but I found another site that is royalty free. I should have no issues. If this feed stops, I will go back on my wall. Follow me there again to finish the presentation. Or the class, rather. And I'll come up with a new way for the future. But everyone, welcome. Leave your shoes and your religion at the entrance. The entrance. Leave your shoes, because you're going to be walking on holy ground. What is that holy ground? It's the ground of your life. It's holy ground. Everywhere you step on this earth is holy ground. Hi, Rena. Hi, Kelly. Hi, Dana. We're going into the place beyond all of that. Deeper within you, me, we, us. I'm thinking about formatting this platform in this way. The cave is the first person who brings up a subject. I'm going to lean into it. No notes, off the cuff. I'm going to come solely from within myself. And this is going to go where it goes. I will warn you that anything you drop in this forum, not like my other forums, anything you drop in this forum, ask a question, make a comment, share a thought, I'm going to lean into it really hard and support you, push you deeper into the cave, or I'm going to lean into it really hard and support you, but I will hold your hand to take you to a place you swore you would never go visit ever again. Are you willing to go through hell, fire? See it? Fire in the cave. You need light in that darkness to be able to see. I'll bring my torch. It's the place you swore you would never visit again, but truly it's the one you have been longing for. Are you willing to jump out of a perfectly good airplane? Are you? See, Monica says yes. She is on board. Hello, Alex Teplish, my bro. I'd love to get you back on my show. So I'm not going to play commercial music. I'm not going to go to commercial break. I will take pauses, but I'm going to keep this primal drum energy happening. I have different sound bites that I did my homework for copyright free, but we're going to stay primal. That's where we need to go to heal those things that primarily been with us for a long time, unconsciously kicking us in our pants. So we got to go back to the beginning. Not only back to the beginning of when you have been instilled with a nonsensical idea, innocent that you are, you took it upon yourself. Hello, Crystal. But we have to go back even further, even more primal, to your roots, spiritual Kuta Kinte that you are. Roots. My brother Brian Harden is on the phone. I'm going to answer it. Brian, my brother, you are on the air.
I'm on the air. Oh my. Well, remember to brush your teeth in the back. Comb your hair and sit up straight.
Join us in my room, bro. I think I found the answer to my dilemma.
I got your flames. I just sent you video flames. You have new video flames in your email.
It's wonderful. In case, for sure. Thank you so much, my friend. Let me get back to this. Join us in the room if you like.
All right.
Blessings,
Thank you so
brother.
much. I love you.
Love you back. Brian Harden, dear friend of mine. record producer, gold album record producer. Many times over. Hello, John Thaddeus Fiore. Heather. Let's see who's here that I can't see because Facebook is not showing it there. Rena, Dana, Heather, Crystal, Kelly, Monica. So if you have something that has been troubling you, yes, Monica, it can be a difficult place to visit. Something troubling you, you're welcome to share that. Be willing to jump. I will give me a paragraph. I don't need more than a paragraph. I really don't need the paragraph, but give me the paragraph. I will read the paragraph, and I can read what you did not say in between each character. I can. Or I'll do my best. And the first person who brings up something they want to have healed in a greater way, or simply has a question about a healing modality, something they're interested in, it's all allowed, but the intention of this forum is to push. Break on through to the other side. Break on through. Wow! Dan DeTillo's in the house. I will have Dan on my radio show Tuesday night. We're going to be talking about telekinesis and the survival ninja. Not if you use EFT. What is EFT, John? Hello, Cosmo Dancer. Okay. Monica brings up the subject for the night. Though we may shift, I don't know. This platform is going to unfold on its own. Because Monica showed up and she's first to chime in with a scenario. We're going to lean into that as the current theme for this workshop. Leave your shoes and your religion at the entrance. Entrance. Leave your shoes and religion at the entrance, at the doorway of the entrance, of the entrance. That is the deal. That is where we are going. I will push anything you comment in this forum, in the cave, all my cave dwellers, becomes free territory. I will answer it how I see fit, with the intention of pushing you in a loving way, though it may seem a little aggressive. You showed up. Now you know the rules of the cave. You can exit, but stay and play with me for a little while. We're going deep, we're going primal into the primal issue that you may have, but we're going to go even further into our primal nature, back to the source, the light in the cave. Simply a simple fire, one lumen, begins to dissipate the darkness all around it. This is about healing. Center of Light healing. I have Center of Light radio, Center of Light TV, and this is Center of Light healing. I do this because it's my joy. I live in that cave daily. This is my opportunity to play with you. In this forum, you will see a group of links. You can always donate to my work, my play. One of those, before I get down to Monica's question, her sharing, is I recently quit my last rock band. I have no income coming in. Why didn't I think it through? Someone asked me. I did. And the value of what I am worth is worth more than being in a situation where there's a thief, a tyrant, and a bully, and it happens to be the same person. Done with it. This is the vulnerability I want us to move into. I made myself vulnerable to show an intention. I am worth more than the demons, the villains in my life. Let me look at Monica's subject here. I know it's scary to visit the abyss of who you are. The cave, that sounds interesting, mystical, right? Because it is. You're in a cave right now only because of your imagination. You're placing yourself. Caves, you have to be vulnerable to step into a cave. Look at this. Seriously, check this out. Look how beautiful that is. It makes you want to enter the glorious shaft of light on the two people. Look to your bottom left. What do you see? That cave suddenly becomes not so cool. Are you willing to face that grumbly bear that you have inside of you that's causing you no peace at all? To live in that shaft of light? That's the question. That's the question for every spiritual seeker. It applies all across the board. No matter what your religion is, leave it at the cave entrance. So it's really about the question and not the religion, isn't it? Are you willing to go through hellfire to live in divine fire? This is my divine cave, where we all go into a state of samadhi, an intention to unify with God. At least this is a temporary one. But it does paint the idea, and the intention is perfect, provided you join me in it. So we go to a state of samadhi. Are you willing to face that bear that wants to eat your ass alive? So you can be in that light. The question was posed or said by Emotional Freedom Techniques. Thank you, brother. By Monica. She says, I lost everyone and everything I've ever loved. I am going to take this as if this is occurring for you. And if it's not, you probably still have some phantom hooks in you surrounding this, because you did bring this to the surface just now. Lovingly, I'm going to share with you and anyone that this shoe fits on foot. You haven't lost anything. Yes, I understand it in a human guise. What it feels like to lose those and that which we love. Often, it's because it gives us an identity. I'm a Blanchard. I lost a Blanchard in my life. I had a car. I lost my car. And in the passing of those loved ones and the passing of those things that we clutch very tightly, it feels exactly like a losing of a something when it's no longer in our experience. That is not where your joy lies. But Keith, you don't understand. I don't have to understand. you have to understand as to why one would bring up such a powerful freedom technique, like my bro John said. You have to take yourself to the brink and be willing to see that you have not lost anyone, nor have you lost anything, because you may think that the holding on to such ideas still gives you some form of control, but not only control, that if I let the very idea of it go, it insinuates and implies that I don't care anymore. Now I'm pushing you off the cliff. It's horseshit. Why do I use that word? Because that's exactly what it is, and it gets your attention. I say horseshit not out of trivializing your situation. It's because it has power. It's nonsense. Look at it for once. Look at it. Honestly, just look at it. Taste it. See how it feels. Smell it. Massage it. Are you done with it? You can be. And if you want to gain those things that you claim you have lost, and those loved ones that you think you have lost, you have to jump into the purifying fire of God and be born again. If God is love, then it's about developing the love within to the level God is. Radical transformation. That means that opportunity, that window is open for you right now. Right now. Well, I still have some healing to do. Right now, it's open. You just have to jump. No one can tell you how to jump. I can bring you to the cliff, and the fire below is raging. Can be scary. Jump. Monica. Jump. Carmen. Crystal. David. Let's see who's here. I'm getting to the questions. Yes. Caprice. Elwood. Okay, everyone, let's hold with the dialogue for the moment so I can get to everyone. Gisela. Terry. John says ancestral stuck energies. What I'm going to do is I'm going to breathe and I'm going to go into that question for you. These are not commercial breaks. These pauses are every bit as powerful and purposeful as me sitting here in front of this camera dialoguing. I'm going to change the music on purpose. Ancestral stuck energies. So we're going to put on our warrior guys. We're going to put on a different hat. We're going to step into a new arena. We're going to stand up as the warrior facing the fire. You willing to walk over hot coals? To have that liberation you see people have when they achieve the walking over the hot coals? But you have to be willing to step. You have to be willing to burn. You have to be willing to die. Warrior time. Warrior time. Welcome to the cave. There are no ancestral stuck energies. But there is. What does that mean? You live in a paradox, dear one. That's why you are here. To bring yourself to the brink of what you think and how you think things are. Do you think this past issue you had this time around in what you call this life since you was a child, you think that's your earliest issue? You think that's your first time around with it? It's all ancestral. From the point you are being brought to is happening now. It's not from an older time, it's for now. Sounds overwhelming, doesn't it? In fact, you have it greater now than in your, so to speak, ancestral stuck energy time. You have evolved, have you not? Since way back when? You've expanded nicely into your power. It shouldn't be that tough if you're willing to jump into the fire. This time around, you often say, this time around on the earth as I have incarnated. Do you think this incarnation is any different than the last 100,000 that you've had? You're still wrestling with the same energies, dear one. You may have dissolved some of them, but you're still wrestling with the same energies. Otherwise, you would be complete. Ancestral stuck energies. You, the ancestors, seems to be stuck in the energy. That is the point of jumping into the fire of your rebirth. And in all mirth, you will see that your life is a simple play of humor from a cosmic perspective. You can make such a cave in your own way within yourself to put yourself in a state of spiritual samadhi. I am not coming out until I unify with my Father, Mother, Creator. Better sooner than later. Can I wake up tomorrow and simply be peaceful? Spirit says you can. Why not? What have you gained to living the other way? Struggle and strain? You trying to gain through it? Simply does not work. Do I have all this past ancestral karma I need to clean up? Do you? Your barometer should be the level of joy that you feel. That's the deal. How do you feel? And the greater you move into that feeling, the greater you will move towards the ceiling of your expansion. Jump into the fire. Jump into the fire. Be done with it. What work is there for me to do? Just jump into the fire. There is no work to do. That's the point. You're the one pigeonholing yourself, claiming that you have work to do. Can't you just be? Can't you just see what's being offered and proffered? The old you, in fact, the primordial ancestor you, is now beginning to move forward. It requires you to be that warrior. Warrior, not implying a battle. Believe there's a war in heaven? Don't kid yourself. No such thing. How can beings of light be in some sort of spiritual battle with something that is false and erroneous and illusory in the first place? Don't kid yourself. Don't fight anymore. Give up the fight. Your fighting is cause more fighting. That's like dropping bombs to create peace. It does not work. Hello, my sister Kathy, Rick Vito, Joyce, Athena, Lincoln. My brother Brian is in the house. Dana asked the question. I see Dan as well. I'll get to you shortly, sir, since I incited Dana. What can I do personally to promote unity in this time of division? You're doing it already, Dana. Just keep doing what you are doing and turn up the fire. You're doing it. Simply, you are doing it. My bro Dan says, I'm looking for Dan's thought, but I think the feed moved too fast. Dan, would you give me that thought or question again, sir? Honesty is refreshing, says Crystal. Cosmos says, there is more hellfire? I thought I was done with that. Only you know that answer, dear. Only you know that answer. But I would go in, Cosmo Dancer, and to do whatever is necessary to bring about your conscious unity with the divine. Caprice says, if everything is lost and self remains, there is no loss. Wow! Very well said, dear. Crystal says, the people are still with you. Grief and anger can keep you from knowing this, from feeling them. Your loved ones are not dead. In fact, they are more vibrantly alive than you are. They are all around you. All around you. They're in your bioenergetic field. God is omnipresent. In every spark of energy, photons that you radiate from your being, God is present as the wholeness in all of it. Your loved ones are with you all the time. You just can't see them. You have to want it. You have to shift the vibration on the plane of which they reside. John says, loving yourself as much as God, because God is you. Yes, when we remove all the wants, all the loss, and we're left with the absolute primal self, it steps to the fore. Good to see you, Lincoln. Three says, you wouldn't believe it, but my youth group when I was younger was called the Cave. Very interesting. What a nice alignment for you, dear. Debbie Grasberger Schmaley. Thank you, Pri. All my cave dwellers. Cosmo says, getting out of reincarnation loop. Jumped so many times in this life. It is a loop. It is a loop. Over and over and over. Well, Keith, I don't necessarily believe in reincarnation. The truth of reincarnation does not need you to exist. It does not need your belief in it to exist. It doesn't. Hello, Thomas. Monica, I love your response. I'm ready. Jumping into the fire, what does that look like? Every day, all day long, I live in the spirit. Everything I do, driving my car, using the restroom, I cannot stop thinking about God. Speaking of God, this divine man is coming to Memphis September 3rd week. September 25th, Wednesday. If you are in Memphis or can be in Memphis, if you've never been around the presence of a God-realized man who went through his own fire into a state of samadhi where he merged with God, I am going to be doing an interview session with him at my friend Anjana's house in Cordova. You are welcome to be there. I'm going to ask him questions about the affairs of the world. Not with blame, who is spraying our skies, who is poisoning our food and poisoning our water. Not only the water like in Flint, Michigan that we drink, but the Pacific Ocean and all this other knuckleheaded nonsense. But I have to write these questions in such a way that it allows him to step in. God will not interfere in human affairs. I asked him a question once before. He says, normally, Keith, I cannot answer your question. I cannot interfere. But your heart is open. Therefore, I can answer you. I need to find that space to ask these questions. How do we stop? How do we take responsibility to put a halt to all the poison and vaccinations? Poison all across the world. Poisoning our children. All this horrible stuff. We go to the cave of ourselves to find these answers. You're welcome to come to Memphis and be a part of this divine man's physical presence. You will be in a state of samadhi. Every day I sit in this chair, my throne, on this metaphorical rock in my cave, and I go from slave to brave. Slave to brave. Your mind has made you a slave for eons of time. You have been in a prison. Neo, do you want out? Well, the way out is in. The only way out is going inward. It's time to get real. Debbie says, road trip. Come on. My brother Brian. I'm looking at all the comments. I did see a paragraph from my Broham Sandwich Brian. Let's see who is still here. Dana, I don't know if you were here, if you checked out. To answer your question, what do I do in this time of division? You are doing it to the hilt, Dana. You are. Natalie. Hello, Natalie. Lincoln. Carolyn. Pri. Brian. Athena. Cosmo. Travis. Kelly. Debbie. Mary. Hello, Mary. David. Crystal. Rena. Elwood. Carmen. Shasha. And Dana. My brother Brian asks a question. He says, everyone, please stop typing so I don't lose what is here. I will let you know when it's time to give more dialogue. Please halt. Let me find my bro Brian's. It's going to be ridiculously delicious. I know it is. You're welcome, bro. From John. You're welcome, sir. I love what I do, brother. Where is Brian? He says, fantastic. But Brian wrote a paragraph somewhere. Brian, I hope maybe I confused that you wrote a paragraph. I'm going to look one more time. Welcome, everyone, to the cave. I love the concept. It's fun. It's raw. It's raw. I don't see. Eden Sky is doing good, Kathy. Thank you. Crystal says, Keith helped me to realize this and get past my brother's physical death. I don't feel his presence in the same way I did when he was here physically. But somehow I still know he is here. You jumped into the fire, sister. Lincoln says, if you want to unblock what's preventing your growth, let your divine spirit be completely honest within yourself. Debbie says, you're still here for a reason, a bigger purpose. Figure out what you're truly passionate about and focus on that. You will find your fire inside again. It's your very fire that's keeping you alive, whether you're conscious of all these dynamics we're speaking about or not. Why not be conscious of the fire? You're welcome, Dana. Yanava. Kelly says, I was thinking about my beadwork. I struggle sometimes about what people think. Sweetheart, your beadwork is absolutely delicious. You make me a little paragraph and give me some dialogue, I will make you a commercial. All right? I struggle sometimes about what people think. Burn that shit. Set it aglow, dear. Sometimes I can put the worry aside. That's honesty. I was wondering if you had some ideas I could try and help me with my issues. I have the best answer for you. Become aware of what it is you are doing when you are able to do it sometimes, and just do that all the time. That's it. Hello, Cheryl. So when you do have success, Kelly, be aware of what it is that you are doing that you are successful with. Write it down. Go, oh my God, this is what I'm doing different. This is how I'm feeling different. Write down the feelings that you have prior to being successful. Look at your list. Stay in the fire. After a while, the fire does not burn. The fire doesn't burn after a while. It becomes your new default. Hugs to you, Cheryl. John says, is the fire our truth? Is this what you are making reference to? The fire is a doorway to the truth, which is you. Scripture often refers to God as fire. Fire letters, Hebrew fire letters, pillars of fire, the burning bush. Even in the extraterrestrial world, it is known or thought that the sun is a doorway to different dimensions. So fire is a doorway. As Caprice so poetically said, when we burn ourselves into ash, or the ideas of what we think is important and what we think we are, and it's transient in that world, and it all just falls away, you have stepped into the fire, which is the gateway to the divine. Fire meaning prana. Well, yes, because fire is definitely energy. It's a higher vibratory energy. That would be prana. It's all life force. But I'm actually meaning it to be life force. A dear friend of mine, Cheryl, has been having some difficulty in her body. Her muscles are atrophying, and she wants to heal them. As I've said before to all who come to this forum, I will not hold back. I will not play with kid gloves. It may seem aggressive, but it is with love. You can always exit. Whenever you write something in this forum, I will lean into it. And I will be unbiased about it. I will let Spirit take me where it needs to go. Cheryl says she wants to be healed because her muscles have been atrophying by a lifestyle that she has lived for many years. Cheryl, what I'm doing is I'm stating an intention. So much so, I've worked all day. My friend Brian helped me. He made a fire background for me. This one's working. I'm going to check his out because it's probably going to be cool as God knows what. I've been setting up intention all day long. Every morning when I wake up, I sit on this metaphorical cave rock as a cave dweller to bring myself in a state of samadhi, unity with God. Cheryl, for you, I light this beautiful candle that was given to me by my precious 14-year-old son. Whether you choose to join me or not, I am using this as a window, the fire of it, my intention to set myself aglow and bring myself in it with my intention. So now I'm in a cave within a cave, so to speak. I'm turning it back within itself to experience a greater expansion. Feedback loop, if you will. That's what feedback is. Turning a sound within the microphone, out of the speaker within the microphone, and it creates a feedback. In this regard, we're going to create a divine biofeedback. Cheryl has been wanting and deserving to heal herself of her muscles that are atrophying. More so, Cheryl, though it is important to you, I will never trivialize your situation. More so, what you are really wanting is the healing that takes place in the letting go of the muscles and what other inflictions you may be experiencing. But Keith, if I do that, it sounds like I no longer care about my muscles healing. You must enter that place, dear. You must enter that place. That is it, Cheryl. It's not that you need to know how to fix it. It's not a fix. Cheryl, it's not a fix. What you are using to create this spontaneous healing in your life, obviously, if it was the way to your healing, you would never have posed this comment into this forum. You have to burn it away. First, the idea of what you think it takes to get there. It's not working. You have to burn it, dear. Okay? And in so doing, now what, Keith? That's exactly what I am sharing with you, dear. Once you put it aside and burn it, you are left with, now what? And you create an infinite possibility of a brand new now what? You may find yourself afraid to let go of what you know to do that is not working. I can't help you with that. No one can. In the realization of such, you open up new possibilities. That's when you're stepping into the fire. It may seem like it burns. Step in it anyway. Be willing to die to be reborn, even if that means your physical mortality, Cheryl. No one wants that for you, nor do you want that for yourself. You are being asked if you want to bring this fire higher in your experience, that you live the life now that you will be if you were physically, mentally healed. That is your doorway. Is to bring that experience now. Oh my gosh, I can move again. Move now, dare you. In so doing, not only will you heal yourself to the level that is intended for you in this present experience, but you also open up the gate in the fire for those who live higher in the divine can now step in and help you in your situation. Until then, nothing happens. And you know this from experience, don't you, Cheryl? Take this. Use this. Bless you. Errol Bourgeois. We're going to change the music. Take a very quick pause. I've got some questions I'm going to get to. Please stop moving the feed for the moment. I want to get to everyone's comments, questions. Yanava, welcome to the cave. Callan Ronaldo, hello dear. She says, Socrates, imagine this. People live under the earth in a cave-like dwelling, stretching a long way up toward the daylight is entrance. Going into a trance in the entrance. In is the way out. But you have to allow yourself to go into that trance I just described to Cheryl and have been since the beginning of this opening, toward which the entire cave is gathered. The people have been in this dwelling since childhood, shackled by the fire, legs and neck. Thus they stay in the same place so long that there is only one thing for them to look look that at whatever they encounter in front of their faces. But because they are shackled, they are unable to turn their heads around. A fire is behind them, and there is a wall between the fire and the prison. As beautiful as that cave is and you want to enter, take a look at the bottom left of your screen. Can you face that grumbly bear inside? The grizzly that you not are, but have nurtured and given life to. See, when I do these, I have a blast. This is all good and fun, right? I'm very serious about what I do. It's a way that we can connect, to never be separated. To answer Dana's question earlier, what do I do in this time of division to help foster unity? This is it. An opportunity. What else would you be doing right now? Watching TV? What we have been longing for our entire life is our internal fire. I'm living in my fire. Plato's cave. Hi, Mary. Let's see. Anyone have any question you would like to ask about something that has been with you for a long time? Peace to you, John, brother. John says, okay, I understand. Trying to understand the language from which you speak. John, and that's the way I do it. That's my language, bro. And it might be different things, but I always speak very literally. But at the same time, it's metaphorical. So it's these double and triple entendres. All of my banners, all of my words, I try to cover these bases so that it's not just a dialogue, a monologue of me speaking, nor a dialogue of me speaking, but a trilogue and a quadlogue. I try to find all those parts, even in those double and triple entendres, and even in those metaphors, or John, as you said, in the language that I speak, and bring it all together. Because in that feeling is multiple languages that simple utterances can never convey. So I deliciously and deliberately try to fashion this in such a way that it speaks on many, many levels. Hello, John Schneider. Feel free to bring forth any conundrum you may be dealing with, something you are curious about in a certain spiritual field. Please, no, I'm not asking you please, leave your shoes, because you're walking on holy ground. It's an intention of your sacred self. Fear me? Holy ground. I am intending to walk on sacred ground, to step into the arena of my sacred parent. In so doing, you burn away all the nonsense of your life. Anything you post in this room, I will use it in full force, if I need to deliver the point such a question or comment may pose. Juxtapose, I will be loving and I will be aggressive. I'll pick you up and throw you into the fire. Don't mean I have the right answer, but you can bet your sweet bippy on this. If it triggers you, we're treading close to sacred ground. Hi, Dora Cordero. Thank you for being so generous with me in your forum. I don't have to be right in my divulging of wisdom information to you, with you, for you. It's not about being accurate. If I offer you a nugget and it feels like yours and you take it and swallow it, a few hours later it becomes a part of you as a human being. That's what food is. magical cave dweller you are, without even knowing it. You put food in your mouth, and a few hours later, it becomes a human being. That's your sacred self at work, is it not? You don't think about how many times your stomach has to churn it, and when to secrete acid and when not to, and now let's move into the intestines. You don't think about any of that. But you can bet, if it triggers you in some way, we're standing very close to the entrance, and to being in trance. And a trance, the sacred fire. Why does this bother me? Why did he trigger me? How dare he, or how dare this, whatever. You can always leave the cave and go back to the tent with the cell phone and the iPad. I like cell phones and iPads. Not in this room. Okay, we understand each other. Hi, Dora. Language is a barrier, and I use language, so to speak, against itself to reawaken a greater aspect of the idea in the first place. I can convey an idea. It's information. You want information? I have so much information, tons of it, probably more than you will ever use. You want knowledge? I'll share with you my life story. You want wisdom? I'll share with you what directly changed me. You want the truth? Walk into the cave and be burned by the divine fire, so you're left with your primordial self, and then you will see the truth. I work every day, every day. Right now I'm working my soul off, my body off. Kelly says, I was wondering, I had some bad things that happened when I was a little girl. I was abused by another kid. He was a little older than me. Was there a reason for it, or did he hurt me because he was hurt? All of those are true, and there also are not. I'll give you both sides. That way you can be very well rounded. That way you can fall into an understanding, standing under something, for example, the truth umbrella. If you're serious about wanting to blow your illusion apart, Kelly, I'm going to give it to you anyway. Was there a reason for it? Yes. The reason for it is so you can play out this thing, this game you call life, to sit into this room right now with all of us. There is no other reason. There is another reason. The other reason is that you have assigned it a something so you can live this thing out to find yourself in this room with myself and all these other people. Because this is for you, you're not spiritually fully conscious of that fire, that divine fire that you are. When these things happened to you back when, you gave it a reason. You brought it into existence because you were playing on the earth. You started playing with fire. You ever heard the expression, you're playing with fire, you get burned? Well, you were incarnated in a family and into a world that gave you a bunch of ideas that on levels you don't understand, you accepted as your agreement and contract with God, reality. And you brought it into life in that moment. So Keith, are you saying this could have happened and I could have went to sleep and just woke up the next morning and everything would be fine and there would have been no violation? That's exactly what I'm saying. It doesn't make whatever was done to you by whoever, it does not exempt them from their own karma of said action. But I tell you, this is what it will do. If you want to be further into your light worker base, let me share with everyone what forgiveness really is. So to answer your question, Kelly, the second one is, was he hurt as to the reason he hurt me? Yes. So what forgiveness does, not only does forgiveness bring us out of victimization, in the forgiving of the person that violated another person, you exalt them as well. That is called being a light worker. In the forgiving of the world or the people who have wronged me, you help dissipate their karma, which accelerates your own and the world's ascension. So what I am saying, Kelly, it means nothing if you choose it to mean nothing. Are you not okay now? Are you over it? Or you still want to manipulate a little bit and play with it and mold it like clay and still keep it alive? Or do you want to throw it into the fire? That's really the only choice you got, dear. It's the only choice you have. Hello, John. Hello, Linda Willis Tolstrup. You can simply be done with it. You don't need counseling to dissolve this in your life. You just have to be done with it. Johnny did this to me. Bad boy Johnny. And you have to be done with it. Just be done with it. Or not. Either way, Kelly will continue. Mary asked, did my dad ever love me? That would be a yes. Why didn't I see the expressions of it, why did I not feel it? He loved you in the sense of what he knew love to be, in his scared and brokenness himself. But the fact that you asked that question, this is being in the cave. It goes beyond trying to make things nice and smooth so we can swallow them, so we can palate it. The truth is not a tincture, band-aid, nor salve. It's a ball buster head knocker. It will split you in half. To keep us out of systematic belief and into deliberate expansion always. She says he was abusive. I hear you. In that abuse that he administered to you, until you step into the cave of your own spiritual fire, you will ongoingly abuse yourself. How so? Because being abusive was something your dad taught you, like maybe he also taught you how to use the bathroom. In his teaching you how to use the bathroom, you know how to use the bathroom. In your dad's teaching you how to be abused, simply until you jump into the fire, you will abuse yourself in your cave bathroom. That's the way it is, dear. And if you are transmuting your self-abuse, then what you are really doing is you're forgiving your abusive dad. They're not separate. Never knew love. Didn't hear I love you. I love you, Mary. I love you. Simply, I do. It's not some cliche Facebook post thing. I love you. I want nothing for you but for you to be blissful and joyful. She forgives him. She loves him. And you keep stretching that. You keep stretching that open. And in so doing, you will no longer ever bring it up again in another forum saying, when I was a child, I was abused. Because you will be done with it. It's over. It no longer exists. You don't have a something to refer back to and dwell upon as you dwell in the cave as we move from slave to brave. Welcome to the cave. As we move from slave of the mind to brave. Tammy Fitzhugh says, thank you, baby Jesus. Love it. Mary says, amen, Keith, that's why I love you. I love you, dear. You deserve everything. If you don't, it's okay. I'm going to be here for 15 more minutes. I'm going to take a quick pause. Enjoy my man cave while I change the music. I got to try out all these new copyright-free music bites to see if it works. I'm going to step away from my chair. I could put this other screen on. But I won't be able to use this new music, so let's see what's happening. I'll be right back. If you have any comments, anything you want to ask, post them now. And I will see you shortly. Welcome to the cave. If you know I'm going to be doing this in the near future, go into a light meditation. Not that you can't find the answer within yourself. You can. But if you think I may have something for you, bring that question. Mean it. Reduce the question to a paragraph. Reduce it to 2 sentences. Ask me the question in 1 sentence. I could read through all of it. And hopefully, as I push you, you push me back, and together we expand. Here's some new music. Let's see what happens. Samadhi, going into a cave, a Himalayan cave in India, to connect with your Creator. Do you want that? I've been wanting that for years. Hence, this simple manifestation of fun manifested as this virtual cave. I will see you shortly. Welcome to the cave. Isn't that little place beautiful? Robert, my brother. We'll connect soon, my dear friend. Debbie says, no WB spanking tonight? WB? Oh. No, listen to this. It's the same exact video. Same exact, literally the same exact video. Better quality, resolution. And it has royalty free. Wow. So thank you, yeah. Kelly says, thank you. Never thought about my issues in such a way. I am going to forgive and move on. Forgiving. It's forgiving something of yourself, beautiful. Yes. Never thought about my issues in such a way. I'm going to forgive and move on. I am going to do my beadwork. You go, girl. You do your work, girl. Kelly, promote yourself. Give me a paragraph. Give me 10 of your beads and pictures. Write me a little thing. I'll read it for you. I love it. She's going to go do what she loves and play with her birds. She loves birds. She has cockatiels. I love it. Kelly, you go do your thing. Hello, Kayleen. Robert says you're flamboyant tonight. Flamboyant. Good one. Funny man. Cosmo says, by sometimes we do have to go into the cave one last time to be finally finished with it and decide it's time to let it go. Surrendering and forgiving is the only way in and up, which is forward. Inwards upward, upward is forward. Very nice. Lincoln says we don't even need memories to move forward. They can help propel us forward. But if you're not of the right mindset and know what to do with them and how to implement them, they can bring you backwards. For example, a person can reflect on their past and use it as a springboard to bring them into the now moment. Or a person can dwell over the past. It's always about asking yourself, what is it I want? The answer always will be, what are you willing to do? My brother John Wright, who's in this forum, he wrote something recently. John, if I don't nail it, please write it in here. Something to the effect of, John, help me. Help me. John, you know that quote that you wrote that I love so much? Time to take responsibility and dwell in the you that, what is it, sir? By all means, thank you, Lincoln. Yes, post your work in my forums, Kelly. Always post your work in my forums. I wish I could remember my brother John's post. It is so on point for this meeting with my cave dwellers. So for future reference, if you know I'm going to be doing a presentation, oh my God, here it is. Listen to this. John Deacon, my brother, he's a deacon. He says, listen to this. Embrace this life and accept the consequences of being yourself. Ricky Chandler. Embrace this life and accept the consequences of being yourself. In other words, take responsibility for your own happiness. I love it. Thank you, Dora. She calls me Grace. That's lovely. I accept it. Lincoln wants some of your beads, Kelly. Fantastic. As Keith once told me, just let it go. He opened my eyes that night. Dear, and I'm still learning how to let go. Let go. What Cosmo asked, what does that source look like and feel like? Is the word source? It looks like the most beautiful thing you've ever experienced, and it feels like the most amazing thing that could ever be possible. Natalie says, my biological father left my mom when she got me. My adopted father sexually abused me, and my mom was angry and never said she loved me either. This is real serious stuff. When I forgave him, I freed myself from what they had to go through. I found real love when I was open to it from some family members, my mate, and my children. I am free. Freedom is for you to take also. Ricky Chandler, what's up, brother? Lincoln says, I thought I had really dug deep, but I found more towards the back of my cave. That's the point. Whenever you're not feeling blissful, go to the cave and find out what it is. And be willing to look at it honestly. Don't blame for it. But that guy, that person did that. I get that. That's cool. Doesn't mean that we're justifying their nonsense and their folly. Do you want to get out of that folly that you keep introducing yourself into by the calling up of it always? Go to the cave. From slave to brave. Thank you, Dora. I must get some food. When I play in the cave man need food. Yes, dear, it is a collective healing. This is the collective healing. Forgiveness so we can move forward as a whole. I'm going to let this music play out. Enjoy my cave. I will see you shortly. Probably the beginning of the week. I'm always reachable. You can always donate to this cause. It is my life work. I do this pro bono. It makes me feel joyful. I don't want anything from you except your bliss. Peace. Thank you very much. Yanava. Heart, will, God, fire. Divine fire. That which burns all things of a transient world away. It helps us to see with the ash from such fire. As we move into Na, the mind, the intellect, the reasoning, not the monkey mind. Discernment, awareness. Va, the backbone, to carry out our will, using our intellect to understand where it is we're navigating. Yanava. Peace, love, and light.